To listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Every discussion from experience, and hopefully within it delivers some deliverance. It's all facts and opinionated, from the west where that real spit originated. Brothers truly trying to save a soul, provoke thought so we can really designate a goal. We on that grown man scribble, the ball in our court with command on the dribble. This is something that'll help the show, cause it's something that'll help us grow. We see exactly what the people need. Now welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Spitting Policies.
Y'all know what day it is.
What's today's day?
It's that day again.
What's today?
God dog it, it's that day again. It's called Spitting Policies. Hey, welcome, y'all. Tune in. Get everybody you know. Gather them around your phone, the TV, the computer, anything you're watching this show on. Gather them around. The show is called Is She Fully Invested?
Monica.
Yes, she's fully invested.
She's fully invested.
She's fully invested.
I hope she is. He married her, so I hope she is. So we're just gonna go around while y'all sit down and grab a drink, grab your favorite smoking paraphernalia, and we're going to check in on everybody. First, I would like to check in on the man on my immediate right. They call him Kev, or you could call him Big Kev. Yeah. What else?
Killer Kev. No, don't call me Killer Kev.
Don't call him Killer Kev.
Don't call me Killer.
Yeah. But how your week?
Man, I can't complain. Can't complain at all, man. Woke up to see another day, and, and sitting up here chilling with y'all, man. One of my favorite days of the week, Spitting Policies Day. So definitely. How about you?
We're going to call him Barry Kev.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kev Berry.
Excuse me, Kev. All the ladies can't handle
it. My week has been good, y'all.
I try not to use that voice too much.
It gets you in trouble?
It gets me in trouble.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna come to me because that's the way the order is gonna go today. My week has been good, man. I'm glad prom is coming, and I'm really hoping to, and I'm just gonna put it out there in the universe. Should be I'm really hoping that prom produces some prosperity around here. Yes, that's what we're going for. We're going to call it out there in the universe and put it out there. But other than that, my week has been good, man. I'm excited about the rest of it.
Prom and prosperity.
Yeah, prom and prosperity.
That's good.
Now we're going to go over here to the best barber in Inglewood. None other than Trevor Graham. How's your week been, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'll say this. I thank God for what I'm going through. I'm glad that God chose me. I'm praising God with tears in my spirit. It just hurt. Just got to go through it. It's just my turn. Wow. So it's been. We talked about potholes and speed bumps, but it's been some potholes. So
a lot of times people say, "Why me?"
No, I'm thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. You chose me.
God know you can come through.
Yeah.
On the other end, shining.
Right.
Like a diamond.
And as a matter of fact, I got a gentleman that I grew up with, starting in ninth grade. That he was a covering and a supporter, an encourager, someone that helped to uplift me and befriended me. And I was just this little young square at Verbum Day High School, man. And brother just took to me, made sure that I was always okay. And great conversationalist, and he grew to be an awesome person, a man that I respect a lot. And it just so happens that he had come into the shop today. We sat down, we talked, we fellowship and prayed. But before that, he had asked me how my week was. And when I say a true brother, and this whole Verbum Day friendship that we have, man, he came to the shop 2 times to check up on me to make sure I was okay. He called me a few times to see if I was all right, see how I was mentally, to make sure that if I needed to talk, pray, or whatever else, I needed someone to just share and take a load off, that he was there for me.
Okay.
And that's my way of introducing him to the rest of the world, the rest of our audience. His name is Tyrone Davis. He's a lifeaholic. Tyrone Davis. He's a lifeaholic, and I don't know if you ever heard of him, but this guy's a lifeaholic. We're talking about whether it be from skydiving, surfing, skiing, and he also wants to help our younger generation see things that are going on outside of our communities that he can help facilitate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to our audience and the rest of the world. If you don't know him, ladies and gentlemen, Tyrone Davis.
What's up,
Man, Tyrone, tell us a little bit more about you, yourself, and as well as what you got going on.
Lean back, brother. There you go.
Like that there.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. Hey, well, thank you for that eloquent introduction. That was that was some
You're
top
very
tier.
deserving of it.
I don't know
appreciate
if any of it was true.
Hey, slow
Yeah,
down,
very deserving.
brother.
All right,
Slow
all right,
down with
all
all
right,
that foolishness, brother.
Go ahead. Tell us about yourself.
So, Trev, thank you for that. Like I said, we go way, way back, high school. Anyway, what brought me in to check in on Trev, I was actually in Vail, Colorado, last couple of days snowboarding, and I happened to call my man up and, just to see what's up, chop it up. Hey, how you doing, brother? Whatever. And he said, hey, bro, I'm going through it. And I felt that through the phone. So when I got back in town here in Inglewood, I did what I thought the right thing to do was, and just came in. Hey, slow down.
Go ahead, T.
It's all right, brother.
No, don't let me get focused.
No, it's okay. I got
Your
something
camera is over there. Your camera's over there.
Mind your business.
Talk
Look
in
at
your
here,
camera.
but in any event, so I took the opportunity to check in on my man Trev, personally, face to face, and that's one of the things I advocate for is proactive friends. Right? We shouldn't have to wait for people to call us, because sometimes people don't have the capacity to call us because they might be in a dark space. So as a friend, we need to go check on our people. And that's what that was about. But myself, a little bit about me and the Lifeaholic movement. As the name implies, Lifeaholic means I'm addicted and or committed to maximizing life's positive possibilities through mental, physical, and spiritual means.
Dope.
And
awesome.
That's
yeah,
dope.
and I was actually born and raised in Compton, but now resident of Inglewood, Compton North, if you will. But and growing up, my village was very supportive and positive, so I never knew what I couldn't do. So I believe I can do anything. And what we're doing, we're a nonprofit organization, and we give back to the youth in the community. Like Trev said, I've taken plenty of youth to discover snowboarding, surfing, camping, mountain biking at Kernville, and kayaking, stand-up paddle boards, and even riding motorcycles. We've partnered with Honda of America, and we taught kids to ride motorcycles, as well as scuba diving, and we're going to be doing more of that. And I've also curated events for people of age, 30s, 40s, and 50-year-olds. First time for the last 6 years, we've been taking them to the Kern River, and we've gone mountain biking, tent camping, and whitewater rafting.
Oh, boy, he do so much.
Man, no, he's
He got me. He got me tired just thinking about all that he do. Woo, I'm tired over here. I'm like exhausted.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead, save yourself.
It's all right. No,
No.
Hey, brother.
Can't you say the other half for the rest of the show?
As well as he also has an event coming up as well. You want to?
Yeah. I'll give you a
Wow,
little
we
bit
gonna
about
do that right now. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead. Might as well. Get it all out the way.
Well, also, because like I said, what we're doing is creating events
Oh, love it.
and workshops
Love it.
for people to evolve, basically through mental, physical, and spiritual means. So the mental component is Man Talk 2.0. I've curated an event, and we did the first one last year. That's why this is the second edition.
Uh-huh.
And every Friday, the first Friday of April, May, and June, I've curated a safe space for men to talk openly and honestly and authentically, because I think that's a big obstacle for us to communicating and navigating life. And I think the number one thing that prevents us from elevating is fear. And there's two big fears. One is fear of the unknown. A lot of times we won't have a conversation or do a certain thing because we don't know the outcome, and we'll write our own narrative. And in that narrative, we make ourselves the victim.
You know what? With that, we're going to put a bookmark right there.
Right
We're going
there.
to let you
Okay.
elaborate on that a little bit later
Yeah.
on, because that was a great segue into the topic.
Right.
And
Go ahead and
we're
introduce
definitely
the
gonna
topic. That was awesome.
gonna post the flyer on our page. So if you all missed any information that popped up, it will definitely be there for you later on. But the topic of the show is:
Which was a great segue.
is she fully invested? I want to say in you, in me, at least. I'm looking to see if she's fully invested in me. And I want to know from y'all. Well, some of y'all I know she's invested in because y'all decided to go ahead and marry or get ready to marry her.
Yeah.
So what if I'm gonna start with you, Trevor?
Go ahead.
What was the sign you knew she was truly invested? And I'm gonna use your term. She was truly invested in your vision, mission, and purpose.
Well, I'm gonna say this. When I told her what my goals were, and I told her what my plans were, there was no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But she kept mentioning, well, how can we do it? How are we going to do it? How are we
Gotcha.
going to do that if you're going to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she understood that sacrifices had to be made,
Gotcha.
and she was willing to make the sacrifices. But what almost got me was, in certain instances, she was willing to be the sacrifice.
Oh, wait, what do you mean by that? I don't understand.
That's heavy.
It is.
She was willing to be the sacrifice.
She was like,
This day and time, that right there can go any
Yeah, I want to know
different kind of
what the
way.
hell.
I have an idea.
okay, well, I'll say
And
this.
yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I can't fly out there to see you. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna drive out here
Mhm.
to see you. She
Mhm.
may drive 6 hours.
Right.
Sacrifice time
She
with
driving
enjoying
over the
herself.
water.
No, that's before. This is prior.
Oh,
So
okay,
this was when she was
okay,
living up
okay,
north.
okay.
So she was like, you know what, baby, don't you worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead
Mhm.
and take the plunge, and I'm gonna be there.
Gotcha.
But when she did get here, you know, it's like, you know, whether it be cracked crab legs, lobster tail, filet mignon, or whatever else, I made sure she had a great time.
Right.
Sometimes when I was telling her what my job, mission, vision, and purpose was,
Mhm.
she was like, okay, well, like even to this day, well, before you do that, we need to go and check on it. She would say, we
Mhm.
need to go check on
She
it.
was
Yeah.
French. I like her
Yeah,
French.
yeah.
Regardless of
Oui, oui.
whatever speed bump she was dealing with, she's like, okay, well, you can go out there, but I can't go get out there until the following day or two because I got to take care of this, and then I'll meet you out there.
Mm.
When time comes for
She locked in.
Mhm.
those are some signs.
Yeah, she
One
locked in.
particular sign that got me was, and this was definitely a ring thing for sure.
A
We
ring
went
thing.
out to
Listen
we
to
went out
this, women.
We went out to dinner, and we went to Laurie's, and this is another sign of sacrifice that she was willing to be the sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
We went to Laurie's for her birthday. We made the. I said, tell you what, you make the arrangements and tell me what you're going to wear, and after you make the reservations, call me, and I'll make sure that I match. You know, compliment her for her birthday.
Mhm.
She said, "Okay, I made the."
He's getting choked up, y'all. Go ahead.
I
Go
made
ahead,
it up.
Trevor.
That's that authenticity, brother.
Right.
That's what we're
She-
talking about.
She told me that she made the dinner reservations for 10 o'clock at night.
Mm.
I'm like, what? I'm like, we might have to eat before we get to that mother. I'm like, what?
I'm hungry now.
Right, baby? 10 o'clock? She said, yeah. I said, what made you do 10 o'clock? She said, because it's my birthday. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, it's my birthday, Trevor, not yours.
Mhm.
You love what you do. You'll stay at work. You won't miss out on any money. Sometimes when you go home, you want to stop for a moment. It usually takes you a few minutes or moments to relax, exhale. You might have a drink. You might puff a cigar. Then you want to get in the shower and get ready. If I made it for earlier, we'd be late. Go ahead.
Ooh.
She thought
You can
about
do
it.
that.
Yeah, that's that thoughtfulness.
Yes.
That's real.
Thought
That's
She
real.
said instead of her making her birthday about herself,
Mhm.
she also made it about me and said, "Look, baby, after you get off work and you've earned all your money, you got rid of all you took care of all your clients. If you want to go to your
That's great.
house, if you want to go to your house and relax,
Mhm.
you can do that. But if you want to do all that at my place, then you can do that. Then we go to Laurie's. To get to Laurie's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, I wanted to because
Okay.
you've been
So
talking
we
for
get
a
to
while, so
Oh, my
I
bad.
just want to
My
give
bad.
somebody else an opportunity to talk.
Catch his breath.
Hey,
This was the
yeah, to
second
catch your
one.
breath.
This
You know,
guy.
catch your breath. So how? Be a little briefer, but how
Sorry.
did
No, I
you
want my
tell?
time.
Sorry.
I want my time.
No.
Sorry.
Be a little.
Trevin
brief.
had his time.
Sorry,
Our guest
sorry.
didn't had
How
his time.
How did you tell when she was truly? Give me some a few things, not a plethora of
terrible.
things.
I
A
felt
few
terrible.
things that you could tell
Well,
when she was truly invested.
from the beginning, because she basically laid down and said what she wanted, and it was up. She gave me the option. This is what is going. Gotta be. It's either that or nothing. So I was like, well, damn, and then it's crazy because she was up north too, and
Oh, this on the
something about up north, huh? They
Something in the water up
yeah.
north.
So
Something out up north.
yeah.
Something out up north.
So it was just like, look, I'm in it for long term. This ain't no flying back and forth and the booty call and all of that. You gotta either be all in or
I understand that.
and so it was. She started from there, and just everything like you said, Trev. She was using the weed thing too, and I felt it. The first and then when it started getting, she told me, and this is when she was there from distance when I was going through the process of losing my mom.
Yeah.
And this is when she had me, is when she told me, your mom and God sent me to you. So that right there, it it make you kind of hold your head back a little bit, as a man, when you feel that tear about to roll down your face. So, and then just ever since, it's just different things that she's fully invested. I'll put it like that.
Now, Tyrone, I don't know your relationship status, so I'm gonna ask you if you have ever experienced a woman when you felt like she was truly invested, and what was that thing she did that you was like, wow, damn, this girl's she into me.
Yeah. Mine's is consistent with
Hey, don't you can't piggyback off of Trevor. No more.
Hold on.
You can't
Boy,
copy off his paper.
what?
Y'all out of verb. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right, stand down. But what's consistent? What's jive turkey? Look at here. So what's consistent though, and what I heard Kev say and what I heard Trev say. You see that, Kev and Trev? But what's consistent? What I hear is support.
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, you pointed out how she supported you at a tough time, and that's not uncommon. I got a couple of homies that had that same situation because you really see who they are.
Yeah.
And like you said, she made it about you when it's supposed to be about her. That consideration and that thoughtfulness. So that's what it is for me, and that's what it has been for me, sir, is a supportive woman. And like, I don't argue. I don't do none of that personally, right? And one that's authentic, because I might make mistakes. You might make mistakes. But whatever it is, we're going to own them and talk about them so we can grow together. And that pronoun, we, I know that's a strategy. Women are smarter than men. Women are smarter than men, right? Although they operate from emotion,
Right.
which sometimes clouds their judgment.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we operate more so on logic. But at the end of the day, I believe it's support was the number one thing for me. If somebody keeps showing up, and I had to get out of my own way before, because I'm like, she tripping. This too.
Yep.
One
Yeah.
would come over the house.
Yeah.
One would come over the house with something every time, right?
Mhm.
Okay. 6 weeks turn into 6 months, 6 months turn into
10
you know what I'm
years.
saying? It's
Yeah.
like that. So when they're consistent and true in who they are, you know what I mean? And I like how you said, your lady, she laid it down. She said what it is she wanted, and was very transparent up front. This is what it is.
Right.
Either you gonna barbecue or mildew,
That's it.
right?
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's I
That's
showed
them.
that. Yeah,
What about
Beyond you don't know that about that.
Barbecue and mildew.
Yeah.
I say it before.
what
I don't know.
about
Maybe
you,
it's a
Kanu?
verb
Nah,
thing.
he got it from me. He heard me say it.
What about you, Kanu?
I think, I look for a woman's actions more than her words,
Mhm.
because a lot of times, people can tell you words. They can riddle you with a plethora of words that don't mean much. I need to see your actions. So anytime that I felt like a woman was truly interested in me, it was her actions.
Mhm.
Where she sacrificed, from her busy schedule, she came by and seeing how I was doing, brought a case of water.
Mhm.
I'm here all day.
Yeah.
So she cared about what I was going through,
Thoughtful.
and yes, being
Mhm,
thoughtful
mhm,
and caring and compassionate.
mhm.
I think a compassionate person usually they know it, they find out what you need, and they lend to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want to put it in the terms of, acts of service is one of my love languages, and anytime you can slide something off my plate to do,
Mhm.
I think you're in a good action with me,
Right.
and that's when you know, like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
she kind of interested.
Yeah.
She's investing in the program.
Okay, so by you saying investing, what does investing into the relationship look like? Because some people have their different perspectives on it. Some people feel like, oh, I did this for you, and it's like a point system. Like, oh, I did this for you
No, that's
last time. You did, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
right. It's not. That's not an investment.
transactional.
That's a transactional
Right.
relationship.
You-
But just like an investment,
You want
there's
it
a
to
fine
grow
line. Yeah, exactly.
and
There's a-
mature and be better.
Yeah,
and
right,
bigger.
right. So,
So-
what are some of the characteristics, and what do you think investing in a relationship looks
this
like?
is what I want to say to this, and I don't know who phone that is, but you owe me $5. But
That was one of our sponsors.
what I want to say, well, they could pay the $5, whatever, how you want to do it.
You're getting demerits.
But what I want to say is, I want to say this from a man's perspective, and I want to let women know out there: when you're investing in a man, you're definitely not leaving the man. And a lot of times, what
Whoa,
men
say that again?
when you're investing in a man,
Oh, when you're invested in a man,
when
not.
you're investing in a man,
Mhm.
you're not just you're not leaving the man, because you're waiting on what? Your return on your investment.
Mhm.
So anytime you're investing in a woman, when a woman is investing in you, she's waiting on her return on her investment. So she's not going to be like looking to pack up and leave.
Yeah. So I understand your point, and I partially agree, because
Of course you do.
I think, bless your heart. So I think that, bless your heart.
No, go ahead with your theory. Go ahead.
But not all, and some absolutely do invest looking for something in the end, and it would be illogical to, I guess, when someone's authentically invested with the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about the ring. The ring is just a caveat. That's my perspective.
I haven't
Is
even
that-
got to the ring.
Is that, hold on, partner.
Yeah,
Slow
okay.
down. Okay. Yeah. So that's in my opinion. If a woman is truly invested, she's invested in you, and then, but it also has to be in conjunction with the real adult conversation. This is what we want.
Mhm.
And if we're not in alignment, let's be honest about it up front. A lot of
Yeah.
people go into relationships saying what they think they need to say to get what they need to get.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's living a lie, essentially. So if you, hey, I want X, Y, and Z. What do you want? Okay, she wants A, B, and C. Is there are we willing to compromise enough to get,
Yeah, that's this one thing. And Keith, if you could load up the first video, this is one of the things that I realized. You can't really listen to what a woman says.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got to
You're
watch
right.
how
Likes
she
you and
moves.
cares about you.
You got to
And
really
it's not
look
her
at
having sex with
actions
you.
Right.
If
to
she
know
really likes you and
what
cares
she's
about
really,
you,
what she's really
ask
about.
her to invest.
Go ahead, Keith.
And that
There's
takes
only
patience.
one way to know if a woman truly likes you and cares about you. And it's not her having sex with you. If she really likes you and cares about you, ask her to invest in your business. If she invests in your business, she really cares about you. If you're a rapper, ask your woman to buy you some studio time. Ask her to invest in your next video. Ask her to invest in your dream. If a woman invests in your dream, she truly cares about you. Sex don't mean nothing. You can get some sex. But finding a woman who wants to see you elevate and wants to see you be the best version of you, now that's the hard thing. Straight up.
And I would definitely have to agree with the youngster. You find a woman that truly believes, because what that woman to invest in you, she had to really truly believe in your dream, mission, vision, and purpose. If she truly believes in that and she backs it with some payola or time or however, sweat equity, however you want to put it,
Right.
I believe she is on your team.
Right. So the thing is, everybody doesn't have the payola. So I'm glad you said sweat equity or whatever.
Yeah.
And investment can come in different forms of currency, if you will. You know,
Mhm.
love currency, how much time, even if that's speaking life into your stuff. If they have friends and they might connect you with people or what have you, and you know it. I mean, all of us, I would like to think are more learned individuals than we were at this young cat's age, right? He's talking about in your business, but it's a whole bunch more than that. You know what I mean? And in your 20s and around that age.
I mean, I
you
would
know, the
accept
values-
investing in my business at 50.
No.
So
but no, I'm saying.
don't get it twisted.
No. I think you understand. You just being you. My bad.
No. I'm
it's okay,
saying that's
brother. Hey, don't let me have to put a
I-
graceful boundary up on you.
whatever that is. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I rebuke it.
That's that man fear. Okay, but carry on. My bad, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just
No. We good. We good.
No, my bad.
So what do you? How do you feel if a woman invests in your business? I mean, go ahead. Tell me.
I'm very appreciative
Mhm.
when a person
Mhm.
is investing in my goal,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Mhm.
All right, let's scratch the business.
Mhm.
But if someone from my perspective, if someone is invested in you,
Mhm.
it's not a matter of one particular situation. You can kind of identify with
Mhm.
all areas and all aspects.
Mhm.
And if they do it with the little things, if you can trust them with the little things, like, hey, look, you need to eat. You haven't eaten today.
Mhm.
I'm over here by such and such. I'm on my way to wherever. I'm gonna drop off this sandwich, but I gotta go. But you didn't eat.
Right.
So they'll find a way to make sure you're okay to fulfill yours.
Mhm.
And in the meantime, she will make sure that you fit into her schedule as well as when you need her. So
Yeah.
for me, that's kind of what an investment is. Listen, I know you were down. This happened at your job today, and you fireman.
Mhm.
So if a lady calls you and say, "Hey, I heard about those fires that you were taking care of in Altadena or whatever. Look, I don't know if you're eating or whatever else, but I dropped some fruit off
Mhm.
at the house so that you could go, get when you get back home.
Yeah.
Hey, Kanum, I know that you got the suits or whatever else.
Mhm.
I was downtown, so I picked up your
Right.
suits or
Right.
your
Just
shoes.
the
some shoes
thoughtfulness,
Yeah.
the
So,
Yeah.
the
you know what?
consideration.
Yeah, the
Here-
thoughtfulness. Someone being thoughtful about your day to day
Mhm.
means more so to me that you can trust them with bigger goals.
and
Go
it's
ahead.
great you said that. Trust. So the title is "How do you know if
she's fully invested.
If she's fully invested." The thing is, love is a risk, so we don't actually know. There's no guarantees in this love thing. It's a risk, right? But we become more comfortable by seeing her consistency, the consistency in her actions, her considerations, and things of that nature. Because words, I mean, all of us here, we could probably talk till we blue in the face, and we can run game or what have you, right? But it's about how you show up, and then too, the support. And me personally, I've been in a situation where she was so consistent, I start feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what this, because I'm like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that was my own insecurity at the time. But I've matured since then. And I've learned from that.
Yeah.
These people exist. Okay. All LA women ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so it can happen, but trust is the word you use, right?
Yeah.
And I think that trust and fear, or love and fear, if you will, cannot coexist. True love.
I was reading something, and it said support during challenges. This is one of the reasons, or one of the things, how you know she's invested in you. And I know you experienced that during an emotional challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to that? Like how that made you feel like, okay, she on the team.
Man, it was just, even with her being up north, because she couldn't come down for the service. And I told her, I said, the thing was, she gave me, if I needed her to just stay on the phone till I fall asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and she would do that all night.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock to get ready for work.
Mm-hmm.
It was just things like that. And I told her, I said, I feel that I got more support and from you, from being out there, than some of the ones that's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just like, whatever that I needed to do. And like right now, we're going through it again, but with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I'm gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
I leave out Friday. When you were saying the risk, we really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times we invested in things or someone that we
Didn't
knew
fail.
that we wasn't gonna get a return.
Right.
We've been taking risks all our lives. Anytime you taking a risk when you get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's around the corner or what's up the road.
Right.
So we've been taking risks all our lives. So why not take a risk on something that look promising,
Right.
or that you may feel?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When because I've been in relationships
Mm-hmm.
where the words outweigh the actions.
Explain that for me.
So when the actions are no longer there, or you got me on the words and I'm believing you're going to back them with action,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and you don't.
All show and no go.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So if this first, like I said, first of all, was she, who sent you?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't even know that she had a relationship with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And just from everything then on, it's always us. It's
Yeah, that's
when
dope.
we do this, or when we need to do this, or so I'm like, well, first of all, I'm gonna trust God.
Mm-hmm.
So trusting God is allowing me to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And so far it's been returned.
Okay.
I could see it and feel it.
You referenced when I said it's a risk, right? We
Mhm.
don't know. And you're right.
Right.
We don't know anything. We make choices and
Mhm.
decisions based on information.
Right.
So what happens is when we're courting someone, right? We watch what they do more so than what they say. And if they don't match, then that's probably a bad investment,
Mhm.
right? So, and for me, like, I'm gonna have a conversation with you. That's the least of my issues, right? I'm gonna say, hey, you said X, Y, Z, and the other, but this is what happened.
Mhm.
Help me understand that. And if they don't own it, it's a wrap right there.
Right.
Because I can't deal with people that
Right.
don't take personal
Or get
responsibility and
defensive.
account. Oh yeah, that
And, you
doesn't
know,
work.
Oh, especially when they get upset.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
if a person gets upset
Man.
Yeah.
after something was supposed to happen, that's a person that is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
invested.
So yeah,
She is not.
And-
we ain't even talk about when she's not invested, but
Yeah.
but that's a
we're,
whole.
we're talking. That's a whole other show.
Well, it
but
is.
when a person
It
is
yeah.
not invested,
So
you
here's
definitely have to see some signs.
here's the other thing. Kind of speaking of that, some people are that way because of their unhealed trauma,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
And then we have to assess and say, all right, this is what I see. This doesn't work for me, but I love her.
Right.
So what am I willing to do?
Mhm.
Sacrifice, because sometimes we could be an enabler. If you know someone
Well,
has some
oh, yeah.
issue,
So
you know what I mean? How much are we willing to invest?
Right.
Because lifeguards, one of the challenges of being a lifeguard and trying to rescue people
Mhm.
is that those people are panicking,
You gotta
Right.
leave them alone.
and you got to let them be until they
Yeah,
calm
calm
down,
down,
because
yeah.
they're gonna drag you as well.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same deal. So we have to be smart about it, and we can't help those who are not willing to help themselves.
But I'm definitely not gonna be in. Well, especially at this age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
like, hold on. If I see some signs, if you're not worth my time, money, energy, you're not an investment,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
right? Because I don't see a possibility of a return.
Right.
Mhm.
And then if a person does not own up to what they do or do not do,
Right.
Because at this stage and age in our lives,
Mhm.
all my darts got to hit the bullseye,
Right.
Yeah.
and I'm
right.
cool.
Right.
I'm
So
So I want to get Keith to load up the second video, and I want to encourage our listeners to share this with somebody else. These cats are dropping jewels, so I want everybody to get the information. If you don't, you know where we at. You watching us. Share it.
And cares based off of how she reacts when you tell her you're in a tough situation or you're in a tough space. Based off of her reaction or how she's there for you, that's how you really know when a woman cares for you.
That was short and sweet. Based on her interaction, you tell her, and some cats even say, make up something, test her.
No, I wouldn't.
yeah,
do that
that's
shit.
that's
I
that's
I wouldn't do
wild.
that shit. That's
That's-
stupid.
That's
That-
that.
I'ma say this,
You,
I'ma
can-
say
you,
this.
That's
you can
crazy.
test them. They test it.
Don't do it.
They testing
Yeah,
you
don't
all
do
the
it.
time.
Don't do it.
They testing
Don't do
you
it.
all the time.
I am so
Come up,
against
hey,
that.
hey. I
No.
just,
Yeah, that's,
I didn't.
don't do it.
I came up short this week.
yeah.
If she says, well, I
Yeah,
can't help
that's,
you, nigga.
That's game. But
Then-
see, if you got a test,
Hold on. Go ahead,
Okay,
finish.
if she say I can't help you, nigga, then she she can't,
Or-
she just
Or go mute.
yeah,
when you
or
say
go
that.
mute.
yeah,
She crickets,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, oh, okay, she
Well,
wasn't
you
the
will
one.
figure it out, babe.
She wasn't the one, and also I say this: pray for a high level of discernment. But you got to you that's just prayer for discernment.
I'm
You
gonna say
got to
this.
test it.
I'm gonna say this, and it was two things that got me when you said that. It was a rapper, I can't recall who it said, but he said nobody wants to feel played regardless of a relationship. Can't recall who it was.
I don't
It's
even
whatever.
know. That doesn't recall. I don't
Okay,
recall.
so
Your
two,
Belizean-
Belizean rappers.
I think it was DMX. I think it was DMX. DMX said.
DMX ain't Belizean.
DMX said nobody wants to feel played regardless of the relationship. For one. For two, I firmly believe in a relationship, everyone is like a tea bag. You don't know how strong they are until they're in hot water.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put it in the microwave.
Hold on. That
Where you
was
was going with
profound.
that,
That was,
huh?
well, yeah. Oh,
Man. You don't know how strong they are until they're in hot water, right?
Right.
So now you gonna put them in fake hot water?
right.
You crying wolf right now.
Right.
My
Right.
thing is, I need to know for true. This is the situation. This is what's happening. I don't even need to ask you.
Right.
I don't even need to tell you. But if you already offering, she invested.
Yeah.
But
There you
somebody
go.
see you over here. Somebody see you over here in hot water,
It's
and she's like, "Okay, I get back. Okay, call me later." Okay, no, that's not who you
Right.
want in your corner because you
Right.
see me in hot water.
So here's my point, if I may. Were you done, Trey?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You
Go
were
ahead.
flowing.
You the guest. Go
Y'all,
ahead.
y'all cut off
So-
verb.
yeah,
Teach
that's
you to
what-
cut
yeah,
off.
Hey, hold on with all that. Hold
It's love
on.
and respect.
Cut
It's love and respect.
Go ahead.
You'll understand
Go ahead.
it later.
We're gentlemen
You'll
of a
understand it
certain
later.
caliber.
Go ahead.
Don't be a hater, brother. Look at here.
Stern gentleman.
Never a hater.
Stern gentleman.
So
Never
here,
a hater.
based on the clip that was just shown, that's what I call graceful boundaries. So, like the scenario you just posed, right? If something happens, say the lady I'm involved with, she and it didn't sit well with me, right? I give her grace in believing that she's a good person and she did the best she could in that moment. She was operating what she thought was the right thing. And if my feelings are hurt, I acknowledge my feelings. I don't suppress them. But once I'm through with that, because I don't have emotion-based conversations like that, because if you react emotionally, it could be catastrophic. So I make sure I get over my feelings. Then we're going to have a conversation. Hey, babe, you know, when you did X, Y, Z, this is how it impacted me.
Okay.
Okay. And I didn't think that was cool. The outcome or her response to that conversation will determine what kind of boundary I put up.
Makes sense.
Or if I put a boundary up.
makes
Because if she says, you know, babe, I understand your point or whatever, right? Okay, I could have done that better or whatever. Or if we just have a conversation, that would determine what level of boundary. Because all you're doing is giving me information to determine if you're an investment worth making or not. But if you get defensive and you do everything but accept some responsibility, there's a boundary that doesn't need to be there. I mean, there's a boundary, but I'm not dealing with you no more.
Period.
That's the bottom line, because you showed me who you are. And I'm through, you know.
Right. And that's what I meant by
breaking down walls.
When the words start outweighing the actions.
Yeah.
It's
so
like, okay.
How do you without testing a woman, how do you just let life go on and just figure it out if she's invested in you or not?
I have a.
What do you mean without testing?
Without testing.
So a friend of mine, her sister, our age bracket, right? And she said she needs a man, and she's super single. She needs a man that could handle her. I said, huh? Handle you?
Yeah.
People handle dogs.
Yeah.
Well, handle you, right? And she said, you know, like I put him through a test and I was like, oh, okay, good luck with that.
I hate that because I hate when people say I did that to see what you was gonna do.
That's crazy.
I gave you my all based upon some bullshit. I gave you my all based upon a lie. I did so well for you. I shined, and you said no, not for real.
Right.
For me,
right.
That's a big. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Well, think of it in the terms of business. You put certain things out there, a marketing material, to see how the market reacts.
Right.
If they don't react to how you think they should react, you go ahead and you tweak it and you do something else. So I'm saying, look at it in those terms. Don't
But you can only do so much tweaking.
People have this thing of manipulation is a bad word. We all put fillers out there just to see how the world will react to us.
I do not.
Why?
We all do.
No. You
really?
believe we all do. I do not.
I don't believe that.
And if that works for you,
if you did your logo,
Uh-huh.
you might have had one thing. Oh, that people don't really like that logo. Let me flip it up and change it.
Hell no. You gotta give your
Okay.
best every time,
Dude.
Like,
no.
dog.
If y'all, what is market research? You have a study group and you put things out there for the study group. Let me put this product out there, see how they like it. Oh, no, everybody says it's this, so let me change it up a little bit.
That's a project. That's a product.
still
That's
a
a
test.
tangible thing.
It's still a
That's
test.
No, it's
Test
You're
marketing.
testing the
Okay.
market.
No, it's not.
Oh
If you-
my God.
Okay.
But that doesn't.
All right.
That's
you
and
have
that's
no
a
understanding.
that's a
Test
horrible
markets are
analogy.
No,
we're
it's
talking
not
about
horrible.
humans.
Let me. Okay, but
Humans
let me
are
ask
in
you
the
this.
test.
Oh,
for
Let
the
me
man.
ask you this. Let me
No,
ask you
but we're
this. Let
talking
me
about
ask you this.
tangible goods.
No, let's not even call it tangible goods.
Okay.
Let's just
Can
say.
you
whatever
load
a
up the next
situation
last
is.
video? 'Cause
And then
we're not gonna.
It's getting hot in here.
Hey,
We're not gonna
hey,
agree.
wait.
We're not
After
gonna
that,
agree.
Clothes that you sell are pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
Would you say you have some nice article of clothes here? Did you
But
just
it's
put
not
those
for
articles?
everybody.
Okay, let's say it's not. But did you just get those articles of clothes just so that you can say, okay, let me see what y'all gonna say? Or, hey, you know what? I think this is nice. I think this is nice. I think this is nice. Then you'll say later on, you know, this didn't sell. It's not as popular. This
No.
But you're not gonna give you're not gonna give your best every shot.
When you study garments, it's just like when you study garments.
You said study. The key word here is study, not to practice it.
No,
you said study.
No. Okay, doctors, what do? It's called a practice. They don't know everything.
And they studied.
They don't, but they still practicing.
Right.
We're still learning.
But
we're human beings.
They're practicing based on the information they have.
We're still learning. We're still learning.
Okay.
And I'm saying if you don't test something, you will never know.
Okay, can we agree to disagree? Because I disagree.
You just spend money on you. You're just not doing it. Because one thing about a woman that like you, she gonna go above and beyond to prove that. She has no problem spending money. She has no problems paying for dates. She has no problems initiating conversation, texting back expeditiously. She has no problems doing none of that, fully ingratiating herself in that relationship when she really rock with you like that. But when she don't, then that's when you see that inconsistency. That's when you see that selfishness. That's when you see that perform for me. That's when you see that energy. Because she ain't rocking with you like that. But a woman who really like you, is nobody more giving on this earth than that type of woman. And it's unfortunate that a lot of men either haven't found or constantly look over that type of woman and keep running into selfish ones. Because all that means when she's being selfish is that she don't like you like that. Simple and plain.
She don't like you like that.
You know,
I agree.
Saying that, like, you know, when before me and Belinda, I used to say, I want a woman just to like me a lot. She ain't gotta love me. Just like me a lot. You know, because
respect me a lot.
Because I mean,
qualify that like love.
Because what's out here and what they put out in front, that is fake. So when you take that, because you're going on the representation, you buying into the representation until she starts showing you something different. So, and that's, like I said, I'll go back to, that's when the words start outweighing the actions. So I'm like, when you go through a bad breakup or you go through a divorce or anything like that, it's like, especially like you're saying, getting to where our age and where we are now, the bullshit is limited. You know, it's you're not going to allow the BS no more. So whatever you have to do to protect yourself as men, and you know, women as well, but as men. So whatever I have to do to protect to where I won't fall for the representation anymore, or I can, like you said, study, practice it or whatever, then just like me a lot and we cool, you know, and we good.
The hard part about what you said was not hard, but you said, oh shit.
That's all right. We all get there.
Yeah, man. Man,
my memory, lifeaholic.
My memory got a lot of miles on it. Hey, hold on, player. Hold on. He done jumped out of 20 plays, y'all. Protect himself. He said we got to protect ourselves, right? That means to live in fear to a degree, because it's not guaranteed, right? And like Kanoum said, we have to pray for discernment because we don't know, right? So if I'm operating in fear, the level of fear directly correlates with the level of trust that I have in the relationship or how invested I am, because sometimes I could be the problem. You understand what I mean? A woman like the last clip said, he spoke about how, you know, we sometimes pass over those women, and that could be because a lot of brothers got unhealed trauma. They haven't had man talk. They haven't had brothers who've been through stuff have real, genuine, authentic conversations because they were raised by the streets, if you will. You know what I mean? So this archaic way of thinking. Like, nah, dude, you like this sister. You need to have a conversation, and you need to invest in her. And we ain't talking about money. Right.
Yeah.
So just be an adult and do what needs to be done to get what you want to get. Right. And be authentic in all things. Don't put your representative forward and manipulate people.
I love manipulation.
Yeah, okay.
I try to manipulate.
Mhm.
I wanted to manipulate my children to be the best people that we have. This manipulation has gotten this negative connotation to it.
Well, absolutely.
We all out here manipulating something.
Okay.
You manipulate hair every day.
Mhm.
If that hair ain't, you manipulating it.
Yeah, Trev,
You
you trying to save himself.
By the way,
we understand.
No,
it's
I'm
context.
saying-
In context.
I'm saying
That's
manipulation has got a negative connotation to it, and I think when we're persuading is a bad word.
Encouraging.
You see
Inspiring.
motivational speakers all the time,
No.
and I'm out here motivating women
Mm-hmm. Well, do what
to
works for
be
you.
the best that they can for me.
If that works for you,
You know what I'm saying? Invest in me, baby. Invest in me.
Bishop Magic
Trevor,
Dawn
Come buy a
Ron.
suit, baby.
Trev, I need you to
You know,
manipulate
man.
my beard tomorrow, brother.
He go with that. No Diddy on that. You know what I mean? No Diddy on the manipulation. But you know what I'm saying? We all out here presenting ourselves to the world the way we want the world to perceive us.
Amen.
And that's how we're manipulating it. We're manipulating people's minds into thinking like, okay,
But we
This
don't have
is-
to compromise
this is-
ourselves.
this is
to do that.
lifeaholic. No, I hope you're being genuine with yourself. I hope you ain't jumping out of planes and fake jumping. You know what I mean? You know,
Right. Without
the
a
plane on the
parachute.
ground.
Right. Without a parachute.
The plane on the
Sure,
ground,
yeah.
and he jumping out of it.
Show you how
You know
tough
what I
he
mean?
is.
He got a
Hey.
he got a ski. What do you call that? A board. He
Snowboard?
holding the snowboard and ain't even been on the snow. He ain't doing that. He out here doing it.
Yeah.
Period.
No.
Just like he out here doing it.
And the
Man,
bottom
it's like
line is,
all
don't talk about it, be
Absolutely.
about
About
it.
it.
Period.
Do you want to, in closing, do you want to,
No, don't let him
give us
talk
a brief?
no more.
Hey.
No.
Thank you for
Do
watching.
your thing.
Good night.
Why are you so mean, man?
Let's talk about
Hey, brother, you on Hill. You need to come. Hey,
mention your,
hey,
your
Canoe,
event
I got
again.
something for you. Man Talk 2.0, so
Okay.
we can
Go
deal
ahead.
with
Keith can put on the
Oh, he
screen
got
for you.
good.
Man
Yeah.
Talk 2.0.
There we go.
Canoe, I need you to be there.
There we go.
What we're doing is we created a safe space for brothers to talk openly and honestly and candidly, like we are. We're just having a conversation,
Manipulate
right?
people.
We're having a conversation, and check this out. No one is wrong in whatever they believe. The objective is to give you a different perspective, and you may already have all the answers. Who knows? But what I've done, because I've been through some things in life, right, and I wasn't obviously where I am now, and I'm still not where I'm going to end up, right? So my thing is about constant elevation, and I think we have a lot of tools at our disposal to help manage our emotions, feelings.
Give us the information on the date
Okay.
and time.
What it is, Man Talk 2.0 is every first Friday of April. The first one is this Friday, the 4th. April, May, and June, and it's from 7 to 9 p.m. It's $25. You can scan the QR code or click the link on the flyer, and we look forward to having you there. We're gonna do, in addition to the conversations, we're going to introduce you to meditation, because I do guided meditation. We're going to do box breathing, and we're going to do journaling. And these are all self-care practices, which, depending on which zip code you grew up in,
And
is-
don't
you
bring no
see it a lot.
boxes for the box breathing.
Yeah.
Well, you know
I
what?
know
And,
people.
and thank you for all that information, and thank you for what you do for the community, Fire Captain.
Yeah, brother. And aside from that, you can contact me if you want more information about the things we have going on at lifeaholic.com.
Now you hogging the mic.
All right.
We
Hey, he
I
know when you
That's
when you doing
that's
that.
I'm a quick
Tradition.
learner, brother.
He know when you
That's a
doing that.
verb tradition.
Kev, close the show, please, Kev. Close the show.
Hey,
we-
Kev, nice meeting you,
You
brother.
as well, my brother. You as well.
These
We just
cats.
want to thank our people, our family, for tuning in. Y'all know we here every Wednesday Please enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend. Be safe, and God bless.
Share this show with somebody else.
Yes, definitely.
Like, follow, share, all them things.
And be amazing.
Email.